Out a water bottle. Nonetheless, we are live and we are rolling. How's everyone doing? Good? Good. Happy Sunday. We made it. If you're listening to this, that means you are still alive. So those are all good signs. Because I'm here. I'm alive. I'm doing my part. I just got out the ice bath and I feel damn good. I feel like such tranquility when I get out that some bitch. Just like I don't even know what's real. I can't feel my body right now. I just feel so like I just popped 16 Xanax and I'm just someone's peeing on my leg. You got that nice warm sensation and it's just nice and cozy. The best thing to do is when you get out of the ice plunge is to eat a hot meal like right afterwards, and that's what I just did. Sex is cool, but have you done that? And I think I'm done having sex because you can't get syphilis from an ice bath and eating. I don't think. You know what? I'm sure you probably can. I'm sure someone has, and I'm sure someone ruined it for everybody. Damn it, man. There's always someone. There's always we got to look this up. Bear with me. I'm very curious about this. We're going to look up if you can get syphilis from eating. Can you get That's a tough one. Does anyone know how to spell syphilis? Thanks. Syphilis from eating. What do you guess? What do you guys guess? You think so? You cannot get syphilis through casual contact with objects such as toilet seats, doorknobs, swimming pools, hot tubs, bathtubs, shared clothing, or eating utensils. Well, that just names them all. Now, doesn't it? Because I was just talking about ice baths. Can't get syphilis from taking a bath. Can't get syphilis from eating food. I'm done having sex. I'm not even mad about it. I'm actually pretty damn happy. Whew. So I was on the highway today and I saw someone lose his shit. Not like mentally, but like literally lost a bunch of stuff. Like he parked on the side of the road and was chasing down what looked like envelopes and papers. This dude ran a good like 60 yards. I thought he was at a combine, like trying out for an NFL team. He was darting across a busy ass highway. Like, what's in those documents? I need that. The kid's not mine. Look, proof. It's proof. It wasn't my ejaculate. And he's trying to bring that to the court system. Yeah, imagine losing that. Jesus. You got proof that the kid's not yours? And you're going to go bring that to the judge's attention, and then you make a bonehead move and you leave your window open and you had all the documents on your dash and it flies out the window. Good luck, Daddy. Kid's yours now. Damn. Whew. What's going on this week, ladies and gentlemen? We got Daniel Carcillo coming on Thursday of this week. I'm excited for that one. He's an ex-NHL hockey player. He used to play for the Philadelphia Flyers for quite some time. That's where he's mostly known for. And then during the last couple of years of his life, he was on the Chicago Blackhawks. I'm not sure if he was anywhere else, but he won a Stanley Cup with the Chicago Blackhawks. Pretty damn cool. I know a lot of people out here in the Chicagoland love that man. He was a hothead back then. He was a scrappy little some bitch. He would fight you. Didn't care if you were 7'6", 300 pounds. He would go at you. He was rough. They called him the car bomb was his nickname. He would lay some checks that you wouldn't even see before. But it's not gonna revolve around hockey. The conversation is gonna revolve around mental health, and because he had some CTE, he had a bunch of head injuries, and I believe one of his best friends, who also played hockey with him, was suffering from CTE as well, and ended up killing himself And I know that Daniel is like really upset with how the NHL has been handling these head injuries and like all contact sports just don't put enough emphasis on head injuries like during his time. They're starting to get a lot better nowadays, but back then it was just like, yeah, you probably just have a headache, dude. Lay down for a couple days and you better be back on the ice. Otherwise you're going to lose your spot. And once you retire, it's not our problem. So good luck. So he kind of paved his own way. He's like one of the leaders in the NHL space that has to do with head injuries and things to try and cope with CTE and head trauma. He's big into psychedelics. Says it's helped him. So we're going to talk about that. Him and I both share that common interest of psychedelics because I too have had a bunch of head injuries as well. I'm sure I have CTE. Dude, I started life with a fucking concussion. You know how they say like you tripped at the starting gate? Like that was me. I got pushed out of the starting gate. I fell down a flight of steps at the starting gate. That was me. Wham, wham, wham. Broke my face. Broke my head. CTE, concussion. So I can't wait to talk to him. That's in a couple days, Thursday. So we all know that I lost my job a couple weeks ago. And it's the weirdest thing, dude. Like some of my hobbies that I enjoyed, mostly fishing, I would say. Yeah, fishing. I just can't enjoy it anymore right now. Just because of how long it takes. And sometimes it's literally nothing. Like sometimes you won't even catch a fish. So when I'm out there, I'm just like, man, I'm wasting too much time. I don't have a job right now. I tried going one time. After I got laid off. Like the day after I got laid off, I'm like, I don't enjoy this. I'm not enjoying this right now. I'm wasting too much time. I need to find something. I need to do something. I need to figure out a way to get some income. I cannot just be sitting here with a fishing rod in the water. It is literally just like killing time. So I didn't expect that to happen. There's some things that are just like hitting me that I did not expect to hit me. And that's a big one because I loved fishing. I loved it. I would record all my fishing trips. I would post it onto YouTube like when I catch a fish, but there is zero desire right now to go fishing. So that kind of sucks. I'm figuring out a lot about myself more and more since the layoff. I'm more structured than I originally thought I was. I liked having basically a safety net, I guess, while I would try and pursue these other endeavors. I guess so. I was using my full-time job as like a safety net almost. Like, all right, there's a nice little paycheck coming in. There's a consistent paycheck coming in. Let's try and chase our dreams. And then once that goes away, I don't know. It's a wild experience right now. I went to the it's called the Red Room. It's a stand-up comedy club, and that's in the Chicagoland, a little north of Chicago City. They have open mics every Wednesday. I went there last week and I didn't get on stage. This typically happens sometimes. I'm going to go back next Wednesday, this upcoming Wednesday, actually, before I talk to Carcillo, and hopefully I can get on. I got some bits that I want to try, and I've never been on a comedy stage before, but I've been on stage, and I love it. I love being on stage. Everything kind of just fades away, and you have to perform. You have to do a good job. I mean, you don't have to, but everyone's watching you. You better do a good job. I kind of like that feeling. It's like sink or swim. What are you going to do? And I've noticed that when it comes down to that, I perform a little bit better. when something's riding on the line. So I want to try that. I'm going to try that again. We're going to go Wednesday, see if I can get on, see if I can score some laughs, and then overall just like see how that experience is. If I like it, if they like me, I'll keep going. You know, I'll write down more bits. I have a fuck ton of bits in my phone. A fuck ton. But I'm going to try one and we'll see where that goes, you know? So, oh boy. I've been under the microscope. I don't know. I've been monitoring myself. I'm under the microscope, I guess. And it's been a lot of self-examination as of late. I don't even know, man. You think you have I don't know, dude. Life is just such a weird thing. You think you have everything planned out. You can see the future. You can see it in your head. Especially if you have a job and everything's just like moseying around and you're doing it. You're just kind of going through the motions. But that visualization that you have in your mind of what your future looks like, what no one tells you is that could be completely falsified. That's just an imagination. That's not in stone. So whatever you have pictured in your head, that's not a guaranteed destination. And I think it's sometimes you can get lost in that. And I've never known what my final destination has looked like. Never. Not once. I've always just kind of like hung on for the ride. And wherever I end up, I end up. Because that would mean that I'm not let down. I'm not disappointed. Because I didn't have any expectations. You know? There's zero expectations because I don't have a plan, really. I know what I like. I know what I would like to have in life. But there's just I don't know what my future holds, man. I really don't. And I don't know if that's a normal thing or not normal. Like do you think that most people have their entire shit laid out, like their future, like in an Excel spreadsheet or something, or like a Word document, post-it notes? I was just never that person. I was just always a floater. I never knew what I wanted to be when I grew up. Realistically. Unrealistically, I knew I wanted to be a baseball player, but that was it. There was no backup plan. I didn't know what I wanted to be. I had no idea. And I'm trying to think if I think that's a good thing or a bad thing. It's probably neither. It can probably go either way, just like a lot of things in life. But there's been a lot of self-examination, and I don't know, does everyone feel like they have this greater calling? Is that like a human thing? I'm trying to avoid this ego. And I don't mean for it to come off as an ego. I've just always had this deep pulling that I'm meant for something greater than just to be a fucking a corporate sheep, you know, that just like suppresses my visions, and that suppresses my drive to do something greater. And instead, like, the corporation would just contain me and give me a paycheck to just pretty much forget and not pursue everything that I feel like I'm capable of, but I don't even know what the fuck that is. So it's like a catch-22. Maybe I am just supposed to be a labor worker or something, or just like a what are those ants called? A labor ant, a worker ant. Just file in line and do as you're told. Just another bearing in the machine, another gear in the machine, I guess. I don't know. I'm just, is that an ego thing? If someone could answer me, hit me up. The website's up. I don't know if you guys know this. The website's up, thecuriositychamberpodcast.com. Or hit me up on social media, the Curiosity Chamber on TikTok, on Instagram, whatever. By me saying I feel deep, I've always felt deep in pretty much my plums, my B-sack, that I'm supposed to do more. And if that's how everybody feels, if that's like the general consensus, at least I know that, okay, that's just like what people say. And I don't mean it. That's just what people say. That's what everybody says. Or are there people out there that are just, they don't say that and they're complacent and just work? And boy, I don't know. I don't know what it takes to get a break. There's just a lot of questions that are just roaming around my mind right now. Because every day that passes is a day you don't get back. How many weeks do you get before you reach your end? And I'm not worried about the end, like physically, like dying. I'm not worried about that at all. That's not my concern. My concern is that I'm running out of time to do something great, and I don't know what that is. I'm fucking 35 years old right now, and I still don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to do. I have an idea. It's not set in stone. I don't know. I don't know if it's it. Like, some people are certain at things, are so certain at things. Like, this is what I was born to do this. I was born to do that. I'm glad I got in the field because I'm doing it. I just never had that. And what that tells me is that I haven't found it yet. I haven't done it yet. Maybe it hasn't been created yet. Well, actually, with this podcast, I feel it when I do this, but it's not, I don't get paid to do it. This is a hobby, and I have no idea how to monetize it. I have zero idea how to monetize this. I don't know how to make money off doing this. Maybe if I get... And that's the thing, though. I don't want to change how I run this podcast, because this podcast is a reflection of me, of how I do things. I shouldn't have to change this podcast. And you know what? Let me take that back. If I want to make money, I understand that I would have to change this, but I'm not willing to sell out and do that. So I guess I do know how to monetize it, but it would not be this podcast. That would be me living under someone else's dictatorship, pretty much. And then I wouldn't even be able to say what I wanted to say, or it wouldn't even be this show. I would just be some kind of vehicle for somebody else. Like how you see people on Fox News or CNBC or whatever. I don't even know the other names of the news channels because I don't watch that shit anymore. But they're just the anchors. They're like, that's not their thoughts. That's the corporation's thoughts. That's the people who pay for that company to exist. That's Big Pharma's thoughts. Whatever those anchor people are spewing out. And that's the last thing that I want. And I don't want to interview people that I don't want to interview. I want to interview people that I find interesting. So if that means not making any money, so be it. I didn't get into podcasting just to, I guess, sell my beliefs and make a pretty little penny. And I see that way too often. Just conform. I don't know, dude. Like, what's it all matter anyways in the end? That sounds like someone's reached their limit. It's not. It's just I have a mind, so I think. And it's just like we're just such a small speck of space dust on the grand scheme of things. You understand? It's like this is a blink. Our existence, our 80 years, our 90 years of existence is a blink of the universe or the galaxy or like grandfather time. This earth has been around for millions of years. Millions. And we're alive for 80. So me being stressed out right now, or like not understanding what my calling is kind of irrelevant. And I know that, and knowing that is kind of, I don't know, it sounds pessimistic, I guess. It sounds that way, but as weird as it's coming off, don't take it like that. I just understand. I have a realization. Because I think while you're here, you should try to make the most of it while you're here. And that goes to like another thing, dude. Like working at a corporate world or like not even a corporate world. I mean, it could be anything. Just overwork. Americans have a tendency to overwork. And for what? Because when you look back, like if you have a heart attack on your job and you've been working there for 45 years and it's almost time to retire and then you have a heart attack. Like you still have 2 more years to go, but you have a heart attack. Well, now what? Now your health has just been compromised and you can't even enjoy when you retire. So it's like you have to think about that, man. What good is your retirement? You're going to be like old as shit. You're going to be worn out. You're going to be stressed out because you have been put under this. I'm trying to think of the word. I know what it is. I just can't say it. Insurmountable, I believe. Is that it? Sorry, I don't use the word a lot. I haven't read it in a book, obviously. Insurmountable amount of pressure. So that adds up into the human being. How much pressure can you take? And we're expected to work nowadays, I don't know, 50 years, 40 to 50 years? Is there even like a social security coming for us? For my age group, who's 30 right now, that shit, I heard that shit's going to be gone in 20 years. So essentially, you're going to be working your whole life. What the fuck is that? You're not going to be able to enjoy your retirement. So why are you putting so much emphasis onto your work? If it's going to fuck with your health. That doesn't seem like an even play to me. You're putting in way more than you're getting out. You put in 50 years and then you get out maybe like 6 I'm not even gonna say good years. 6 decent years at best, because you're so fucking old and stressed out, and you've been through so much. I don't know, man. What do I really know? Yeah, it seems like what I'm talking about is doom and gloom. I get it. But this is fucking reality, dude. This is what it is. And I'm trying to bring this to the table so we can all try and do something about it. Just to kind of be aware of it, you know? Cuz time sneaks up on you. It sneaks up on you, and then if you haven't thought about this, it's going to sneak up and you don't have a plan. And wouldn't it be a shame that you didn't live your best years when you're healthy and did what you want to do? I'm not saying like quit your job and go be a porn star or work the glory hole or be a lot lizard. I'm not saying that. Like, if that's what you really want to do, I'm not saying quit your comfortable job to go do that. I'm saying like go enjoy your hobbies more while you can still do it with people that you love. Because the people around you aren't going to be there for all eternity. You know that. We all know that. And when people have kids, a lot of their time goes to their kids. And then when you have a kid, I mean, it's rough on the parents. I mean, it's such a blessing to have kids, but it's also, make no mistake about it, it's rough. That shit ages you. You know, I'm looking at like 28, 29-year-olds that look like they're 56. You think they're going to want to kick it when they're retired, when they're 62? Hell no, dude. Maybe some will, but like I would say the majority aren't going to want to go out. I don't fucking know. What do you guys do? Go to concerts? Go on nice little hiking trips? Got to take advantage of it when you have health, because health isn't promised. It's definitely not promised. And that's what I keep thinking back to, man. Is that when I was sick with pneumonia, I could not get out of bed at all. I was unable to move. I felt like death. I thought I was going to die. And I just keep thinking back. That's why I went out for a run today. Because I feel fucking great. My body feels good as hell. I feel so good. I feel all lubed up. I feel like the Tin Man after he just saw the fucking Wizard of Oz, bitch. I feel so good. Oil can. Oil can. And I went out there, it was 95 degrees. I didn't give a shit. I went out there and I ran. Came home, took a shower, rinsed off, waited a couple hours, ate something, got in that ice bath. I like to torture myself when I can. Because when moments like this come about, and I'm talking about losing my job, like I've already put myself through some tedious and harassing stuff, I guess, like self-harassment, physical harassment. I don't like treating myself good sometimes, because it makes these moments a lot easier to get through. Because you have a reference. You can get back to it like, oh yeah, I went through that shit. I went through that. What's losing a job? A lot of those military people can use that as a reference, but sometimes they get so fucked up with PTSD that they can't. But I think that's why a lot of them become successful, man. They can just be like, dude, I did fucking 3 tours. I did 3 tours in Afghanistan and had to kill 6 people and watch my best friend die. What the fuck is losing a job? What the fuck is a speeding ticket? You know? Just like when you start comparing stuff to things that you've seen in your life, sometimes it makes it easier to get by. Wow, we got deep today. That's how I'm feeling. That's just where my mindset's at. And I'm sorry I wasn't funny today, or it's kind of on this other emotional side, I guess. But it's just how I feel. Not every day is sunshine, right? That's what makes it fun. That's what makes us human. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. But it's constantly changing. For the most part, it's not going to stay the same. And that's what keeps me going, baby. Thank you all for listening. I think we're going to have Harry Park, one of my friends, on either tomorrow or Tuesday, and we're going to talk strictly about aliens because there's some weird shit going on. And I think that they're interdimensional. Maybe not coming from another galaxy or another planet, but I think there might be layers on top of this Earth. Like there's multiple life forms living at the same time. We just can't see it with our bare eyes. Like time is a man-made construct the way we see time. I don't think it's this linear thing. I think there's multiple timelines happening simultaneously. There's just layers. It's just like built on top of it. We only have the tools, eyes, nose, mouth, ears, shit like that to function in this reality. I don't know. Sounds right. Sounds good. But we're going to get Harry Park on here. And then again, we got Daniel Carcillo on Thursday. We're going to talk about mental health. And I'm excited for that. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you, everyone, for the support. And we will see you soon. Have a good work week. Bye-bye. Welcome to the